All right, welcome everybody to the 5-Minute Leadership Series. And today we have a very special guest. And so a number of years ago, Shahana Siddiqui and I co-founded a company called BluEra. And we wanted to build something different. And then Bryan joined the partnership and Sarah Hoyt joined the partnership. And I'm with Bryan Arthur today, who is now the managing partner of DHR International. And DHR bought BluEra. And one of the key things that was just so beautiful about what we built at BluEra was our culture was radically different. We did things like unlimited vacation. We did video job descriptions. We had a kind of a culture of innovation. And when DHR took us over, I was like, oh my, okay, this has got to be successful. And now I feel a bit like a grandma, because I've seen Bryan kind of grow and thrive and really lead in the executive search space. So today we're talking about successful takeover. So Bryan, why do you think the BluEra DHR takeover was so successful?
Well, thank you, Catherine, and thanks for having me to chat with you. There's a couple reasons. I think first and foremost is that we weren't looking to sell. We were very content and we were doing great things. We, as you alluded to, we were very proud of the culture we built, and not only were we proud of it internally, it was being recognized externally. We won Alberta Best Workplace award one year. We were runner-ups another year, and that was in the category of corporate culture. We were on the fast-moving lists and the profit lists, and life was going well. And DHR International started poking around, was looking to expand and grow into Western Canada. One of the largest executive search firms globally, but relatively unknown in Western Canada at the time. But that's one of the biggest reasons is we weren't desperate. So we were happy to have conversations with them and hear what they had to say and to really slow play it, to make sure we got to meet all of the principles, to make sure there was alignment. A lot of, if not most mergers and acquisitions, you're focusing on gaining new opportunities or gaining market share or looking at an opportunity that would afford you economies of scale to keep ahead of your competitors. And for us, it was really about looking at those shared values, the shared beliefs, and ensuring we were aligned. And because DHR International was private, continues to be private, I think made a huge difference. I'm not sure that we would have been able to sell BluEra to one of the large public search firms where you have someone calling you at the end of every month telling you to go sell more search work. You've got shareholders that you always need to come number one. And in our minds, the client needs to come number one and our team needs to come number one. And so I think that, those are probably the biggest drivers, Kath. It was because of the shared values and really similar cultures of collaboration, working together and building something bigger than ourselves.
I know, Bryan, because I stayed on for a period of time through the transition back to this whole grandma thing. And one of the things that I really appreciated was how DHR International really valued the entrepreneurial nature of BluEra. And I also really appreciated how they cared about the people. Like, for example, there's been very little turnover since DHR purchased BluEra. And that's something, Bryan, I think you should be immensely proud of. And I think it says a lot about your leadership. And, as somebody who founded BluEra, I'm just so proud of you and what you've done and what you've created, but also created for our whole community. Like, you're building community. And I see you doing that all the time.
Yeah, well, we're not only built, we're still building. It's an ongoing process. But you're right. We've got phenomenal people. Which is why we've worked really hard to keep them. And we've been fortunate that we have had very little turnover. And even in the midst of a global pandemic, we still have an incredibly loyal team that is working very hard. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
No. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Bryan. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you. And I'm sure business leaders will take some takeaways when they consider how to manage takeovers in their organizations. So thank you so much.
Focus on the people. Thanks, Kath.
Okay, bye for now.